for our fate. We fight to remove all foreign power from our soil.
We are Al-Qatala.
We are the killers. We fight without sorrow. We wage war without sympathy. This is the only way to live and die a true soldier.
Call of Duty Modern Warfare. This particular COD had somewhat of a different vibe. There was genuine eagerness from the community to play the game. There was a lot of good hype. A lot of fans got to play during the open betas where Infinity Ward tested for errors and bugs as per usual with games, and people were very happy. I myself never got to play the game during these periods, but I followed the feedback very closely from the fans, and for the first time since 2013 I decided this was going to be the first Call of Duty that I was going to buy since Ghosts, and I was going to play it. It looked great, the feedback was awesome, and I was genuinely interested and excited. So basically, since the 25th of October 2019, I have been playing it pretty much exclusively, and I've got to say, it's a very solid COD. It looks great, possibly, graphically speaking, the best COD ever made, and arguably, again graphically, one of the best games ever.
These graphics are insane. Look at this. Whoa, dude. Oh my god. Shit. I don't think I've seen fire so realistic in a game before. Whoa.
Well, I'll let you decide that one. It is incredibly detailed. The graphics are simply incredible. The game runs beautifully too. I've had 0 crashes on my PlayStation. The frame rate really holds up. It's really well built, there's no question. Infinity Ward has done an awesome job, and Activision really went all out. They have really sent a good message with this Call of Duty in my opinion, and although they introduced the Battle Pass with the Season 1 update, it seems like a pretty good value purchase for anyone looking to get a few extra cosmetics and double XP tokens and whatnot. I'm really impressed. We got a campaign as well. There was so much talk about COD not doing campaigns anymore. Everyone was really glad we got a campaign. And you know what? It's pretty good. Well, in COD's own context and against the majority of recent Call of Duty games, the campaign is pretty cool.
All stations, we are Oscar Mike to the RV. Watch your sectors.
Good work, Alex. Rally at the hook point for egress.
Back up, back up!
Whoa.
Watcher to 3-1, how copy? Alex, do you read? Over.
I got you, 3-1. Shit.
Holy crap.
I actually have done a full campaign playthrough, which you're welcome to go and check out if you're intrigued by it. I'll put the link in the description. So, awesome graphics, great campaign. There's also the usual online multiplayer, obviously with various different modes that we all know and love, such as Team Deathmatch, Domination, Search and Destroy, among other newer types like Night Vision mode, Gunfights, which is 2v2, and the brand new Ground War. which is taken from Battlefield in a 32v32 all-out war mode, which is really quite fun and possibly the best part of multiplayer at the moment, but it is currently quite limited with the number of maps available. I think there's only like 3 maps now, I think. I mean, there's just a lovely array of online competitive base modes as per usual. These have always been quite fun. They're very familiar. We all know them and we know how to play them, although there are a number of flaws in this area of the game, which I'll go over in a bit when I cover all the wrong things with the game. There's quite a few. But before we get into that, with Call of Duty Modern Warfare, we also got Special Ops as the third and final mode as of launch.
Нет! Нет! Умоляю! Пожалуйста!
This is one of the reasons I really wanted to get Modern Warfare and play it, and it's good, it's okay, fits quite well in the game. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it's lacking a bit. I don't think a lot has not been put into Spec Ops. It's fairly straightforward, and there's some good modes like classic survival and stuff, and for me it just adds more value to the game rather than replayability of the game. You'll mostly spend your time playing the usual online multiplayer modes once you finish and you're done with the story. Every so often you might drift into Spec Ops with a couple of friends, but I promise you it's really not anything that special or fancy. This is the current COD Modern Warfare. There's lots of talk about lots of stuff being added to the game. Currently it's mostly with regards to the Battle Royale mode and lots of maps from previous Modern Warfares. We have had a few maps already added to the game. They're okay, like Shipment and Vacant. But for now this is what we have, and again it's good, it's solid. Good job, Infinity Ward. Now we discuss the negatives. This is based on my opinion and feelings towards the game after playing it since launch. First of all, story mode. It is remarkably quite cliche, as you would expect a Call of Duty story to be. But my biggest problem with it is how, given the current climate and present issues in our society, Infinity Ward went with a fictional story that has quite an old-fashioned way of thinking. It's really harsh on the Russians. Too harsh. So much so that Sony decided not to sell it in Russia. They also make it quite heavy at times, where children are executed by the enemy. I mean, I just don't think it's necessary.
Who has the key card? I do. How about you, Captain? Are you gonna let them die?
To have such harshness, especially when there's so much sensitivity in the world at the moment. It's all well and good to try to and show what terrible things happen during war and portray it in a fictional way, using a game as a vessel, but to show young children being executed, in my opinion, is just not needed. That made my journey through the campaign a bit sour, and it took the fun out of it for me during quite a few sections.
Mercy is weak.
We'll get him.
There's also parts of the mission that feel kinda clunky, in where you don't quite know exactly what to do and you feel sorta stuck. There's other times where it's increasingly difficult to get out of certain situations and you end up getting stuck and frustrated because the game gives almost no room to fail at higher difficulty settings. I like a challenge, but there are parts that are just a bit much. But overall, campaign went beyond my expectations and it impressed me at times. It was a good experience. Next we have multiplayer. What can I say? It's like the best looking worst present for Christmas of all time. What I mean is it looks fantastic. The level of detail, the progression, the number of weapons and the customization options for each weapon, it's insane. The many different game modes, it's all great and it's all there. But once you get more and more into the higher levels as you progress, lots of problems start showing through. The maps are terrible. Everyone hates the maps. Some of them are just too big for a Call of Duty game. Others have crappy lanes. There's a map called Piccadilly, which does look amazing by the way. It looks really good. It is just the most hated map in COD history, I think. Maybe, probably. The spawns are the most frustrating of all time. So many times on every match. I can't tell you how many times this happens all the time. I spawn and I get killed straight away. It's so easy to get spawn trapped as well. I mean, it's insane. Call of Duty games used to change spawns regularly, so you wouldn't get spawn trapped. Not like this anyway. Modern Warfare throws it all out the window. There's been matches where you spawn in the same part of the map the whole match, regardless of where the enemy team is, and you just get absolutely shit on by your opponents because they have the advantage and they just camp trapping you in a particular section of the map. That's actually another problem in this COD. It's very campy. I know. COD, snipers and this and that, camp, it's part of the match and the game, whatever. But players will usually just try and hold down the best spots of each map. Very few players will actually move around and play aggressively or more aggressively. This just makes matches very long and at times quite boring because everyone just seems to be defending a particular part of the map. Sounds can be an issue as well, from footsteps being unnaturally loud even when you crouch, and helicopters and jets being louder than real life space rockets. I mean, they have done a lot of patches and fixes for all these issues, so it's getting a lot better. They've also done patches to fix a few of the OP weapons, which is quite normal, I guess. It happens all the time. But yeah, that's currently the biggest problem in this particular Call of Duty. It's the frustration behind playing multiplayer modes. The spawns are very, very bad. The TTK as well, it's very fast. And there are times where I can shoot my opponent 5, 6, 7 times. They don't die. They shoot me twice and I die. It's really infuriating at times. But aside from that, multiplayer is very fun. It's easy to pick up. Go into a game and just, play with your friends. Very, 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 very solid in terms of the graphics, the quality, the weapon customization, as I said. So yeah, all of that pretty spot on. In terms of Spec Ops, I haven't really played it all that much, but I think it's really quite hard, and to have some sort of difficulty setting would be nice. But I guess aside from that, it seems fine. I guess it just needs a bit more added to it to make it more relevant. Overall, I have really enjoyed Call of Duty Modern Warfare. There's definitely improvements required, especially in multiplayer. I hope that this gets addressed as we move forward. But that's basically everything from me. I like Call of Duty Modern Warfare. I think it's fun. I hope they improve it. I'm looking forward to the Battle Royale mode. But yeah, that's it from me. Thank you very much, and I'll see you all soon. Bye-bye.
Alors